Welcome to Glory Empire Inspirations, where dreams get a royal makeover and procrastination gets the boot. Grab your crown and let's get inspired. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button down below. All right, my lovely viewers, gather round. Today we're diving into the marvelous tale of Deborah, one of the most inspiring figures from the Bible. Now, don't go thinking this is just another dusty old story. Oh no, Deborah's tale is packed with courage, wisdom, and a dash of divine intervention. So grab a cuppa, sit back, and let's get cracking. Picture this: ancient Israel, a land of rolling hills, olive groves, and, well, a fair bit of chaos. The Israelites were having a bit of a rough time, being oppressed by the Canaanite king Jabin. His army commander Sisera was a right piece of work, with 900 iron chariots. Talk about overkill! But fear not, because here comes our heroine, Deborah. She wasn't just any woman, she was a prophetess and the only female judge of Israel. Imagine that. Deborah would sit under a palm tree known as the Palm of Deborah, and the Israelites would come to her for judgment. She was like the ultimate agony aunt, but with a divine twist. Who was Deborah in the Bible? Scripture introduces Deborah as the wife of Lapidoth, a prophetess, and a judge. In the words of her celebratory victory song, she declares, "The villagers ceased in Israel. They ceased to be until I arose. I, Deborah, arose as a mother in Israel." Judges 5:7. Considering the critical moral and physical state of the nation of Israel at the time, Deborah's role as a mother might be the key factor. Maybe what Israel needed most was a mother. Two women named Deborah are mentioned in the Old Testament. Rebekah's nurse, Deborah, who died during Jacob's journey to Canaan, Genesis 35:8, and Deborah the fourth judge, whose story is found in Judges 4:5. Deborah lived approximately 140 years after Joshua's death. She was probably middle-aged at the time of the events described in the book of Judges. Yet, she had seen and heard enough to be a wise and respected woman whom God used in an extraordinary way. Deborah is the only judge who is also called a prophetess. She was inspired by God and spoke God's message. One day, Deborah gets a message from God. She calls for Barak, the military commander, and tells him, "Mate, it's time to sort out Sisera and his lot. Gather 10,000 men and head to Mount Tabor." Barak, being a bit of a wuss, says, "I'll go, but only if you come with me." And Deborah, being the absolute legend she is, agrees. So, off they go and the battle kicks off. The Israelites, led by Barak and inspired by Deborah, absolutely smash it. Sisera's army is thrown into chaos, and he legs it, abandoning his chariots. What a coward. Now here's where it gets even juicier. Sisera runs to the tent of Jael, thinking he's found a safe haven. But Jael has other plans. She gives him some milk, tucks him in, and when he's fast asleep, she grabs a tent peg and, well, let's just say Sisera won't be bothering anyone ever again. Talk about girl power. Deborah's story is a cracking reminder that leadership and bravery aren't about gender. It's about stepping up when it matters most. She led with wisdom, courage, and a bit of sass. So, next time you're feeling a bit down or doubting yourself, just remember Deborah. If she could lead a nation and inspire armies, you can tackle whatever life throws at you. Let's do a little bit of recap and the lessons we can learn and be inspired. Sure thing. Here's the narration extracted from the script. First up, prosperity should never lead to complacency. Deborah's story kicks off with the Israelites getting a bit too comfy and forgetting about God. Classic mistake, right? So, lesson 1. Don't get too big for your boots when things are going well. Next, God calls for obedience. When Deborah got the divine message to rally the troops, she didn't faff about. She got straight to it. So, when you get that gut feeling or a sign from above, don't dilly-dally. Crack on with it. Leaders lead. Sounds obvious, but it's true. Deborah didn't just sit under her palm tree all day. She stepped up, led the charge, and inspired others. So whether you're leading a team or just trying to get your mates to the pub on time, be like Deborah and take the reins. When God goes before us, what have we to fear? Deborah knew that with God on their side, they had nothing to worry about. It's like having the ultimate backup. So, next time you're bricking it about something, remember you've got some divine support. God deserves swift gratitude and praise. After the big win, Deborah and Barak didn't waste any time. They belted out a song of thanks. So, when something good happens, don't forget to give a quick shout out to the big guy upstairs. Look to the past, but look beyond to the promise of the future. Deborah's song wasn't just about the past victories, it was about the future promises too. So, while it's great to reminisce, always keep an eye on what's ahead. Finally, God elevates those He chooses. Deborah wasn't your typical leader, but she was chosen for a reason. So, if you ever feel like you're not cut out for something, remember that you might just be the perfect person for the job. Thanks for joining me on this epic journey through Deborah's story. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future adventures. Until next time, stay inspired and keep being awesome.